This is a test.
I feel like I've been beaten up. I feel like I've been beaten up, but I actually have I'm just sore from exercise. Yesterday I did like a really hard arm workout kind of deal. I haven't done. And yeah, now my whole body is sore. Beyond the normal soreness from running and such, of course. But what? No pain, no gain, I suppose. No pain, no gain. What a day. Things went kind of off track for me. What of RBB? How are you? Things went a little off the rails for me today. Which, it almost felt like it was proven that it went off the rails because of, as Stooner noted in the general chat, I forgot to edit the title and description of the video I had scheduled. I thought I had scheduled it for later so I would have time to do so. It is correct, I'm not dead unless I'm a zombie. Then I'm undead. What do you think about the Purtle S emote, by the way? I was thinking it might be worth just putting it as a BTTV one, just because it's like a, you know, it's just duplicating Monka S or Monka W and, you know, one of those, where I could instead have a maybe more unique emote. Though, I don't have one that comes to mind right now that I would replace it with, but it was a thought that I had. But who knows? Who knows? Either way. Yeah, I'm tired, sore. I don't feel like I got as much done today as I was hoping to. You ever have one of those days where you felt like you were busy and like you were doing stuff, but like you felt like you never got anything really done? Yeah, I did an arm workout yesterday that I haven't done, or I guess I kind of designed it on the fly, but I didn't do my usual arm workout. The one that I did yesterday was a lot harder, so I'm very my whole like this area is sore, and like back here, and in my forearms actually too. Like if I straighten out my arms, I can feel it too. Yeah. But what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? I am eating, and I don't feel like doing Showdown. So we're gonna watch this video instead while I eat. Living with dark winters in Sweden.
And I live in the north of Sweden.
It is more like a robe now, you're right.
Sweden is a country with a lot of light. And it's also a country with a lot of darkness. It all depends on what season it is. Just like many other countries in the Northern Hemisphere, there is a strong contrast in the light conditions between summer and winter. In the winter, it's dark almost all the time. And in the summer, it's light all the time. During the summer, in the very north of Sweden,
I didn't know it got like that in Sweden. I knew it would have way more light, but I didn't know it was that late. I guess it is pretty far up there. I guess it depends on where you are in Sweden too, right? Because it's kind of a vertical country. So like if you're at the top of Sweden, I think it would probably be a lot different than at the bottom. But still, it's kind of crazy.
the sun never sets between the end of May until the middle of July. So you can see the sun 24 hours a day, and that is called the midnight sun. And then, during the winter in the very north of Sweden, it's the opposite. For a couple of weeks, the sun never rises above the horizon, which means that there is no sunlight for about a month, and that is called the polar night. These extreme contrasts in light is caused by the rotation of the Earth in relation to the position of the sun, and the further north you go, the bigger the contrast. I live in the middle north of Sweden, and if I'm lucky and it's a clear sky, I can see the sun above the treetops for about an hour during the darkest time of the year. It's the middle of the day, and this is how high the sun goes up now. It's just a little bit over the horizon, or over the trees. But winters like this one, when it's been cloudy every day,
You make a good point. I feel like there probably can't be that many flat earthers in Sweden then, right? Like how else would you explain that big of a difference in the sun? Would it just be... What would that look like? Are there flat earthers in Sweden? That didn't really give much results. Anyway, let's continue, because this is actually kind of cool. Very beautiful pictures and scenes
of the
and
sun
stuff.
For over a month. But just a few days ago, now in the beginning of January, I got to feel the sun on my face again. This is the first glimpse of the sun that we see in over a month. Do you see this? And that feeling, when you begin to feel the sunlight again in January, is always overwhelming. It's like seeing the sun for the first time in your life. Even if it can be hard sometimes with these kinds of light conditions, I really love it and I would never want to change it. I think the light is never as beautiful as it is during these most extreme times of the year. When it's summer, I usually change my rhythm and stay up all nights and then sleep in the forenoon instead. The light is so beautiful in the middle of the night, and as a filmmaker and photographer, it's like a dream.
I need to add booba.
To be out and capture the beauty of the bright nights of June. And then in the winter, even if we don't get so much sunlight, we at least get a few hours of twilight during the day. And that light is the most beautiful kind of daylight that I know. It's like experiencing a long sunrise without a sun.
What, you don't just frolic through the forest like that? Come on.
And when it's a clear sky and the sun is rising just a tiny bit above the treetops, it spreads a soft and pink light all over the landscape. And that is beyond beautiful. Around 3 in the day, it's already getting dark, and it makes the evenings feel never-ending. But the darkness makes us see what is never visible in the light. Because actually, we do get sunlight from thousands of suns far, far away. I live in a place where there's no light pollution, and the night sky is breathtaking. And for me, that is one of the reasons that I really love the winter here. And now and then, the sun sends us a greeting in the darkness. Particles from storms on the surface of the sun comes traveling towards the earth.
I would want to see, I want to see it in
field
real life
and
as well.
creating the aurora borealis, the northern lights that dances in the
That'd
sky.
be so cool.
I can never find
love
the
to see
right
that one
words
day.
to describe how much I love to
sure.
stand under the northern lights on a cold and dark winter night. I can take the darkness any day, as long as I get to see the stars and the northern lights. It makes it all worth it. But even though there is so much beauty to find in these special kinds of light conditions that we have here in the north, I would lie if I said that it's always easy to live and adapt to them, because it's not. Well, the summer is easy. I don't think you can have too much light. The only thing that people often ask me is if it's harder to sleep when it's light all night. And for me personally, if I want to sleep during the night, I have no problem with that. And for those who do feel like it's a problem, it's easily fixed with some thick and dark curtains.
Yeah. I think I would have trouble sleeping. I definitely have trouble sleeping with the light. So I would need to get like blackout curtains. We were watching a video while I was eating called Living with the Dark Winters in Sweden, Midnight Sun and Polar Night. And then we're gonna go
But the
to
winter
do
and
games
the
or something.
darkness is definitely much more challenging, and I can only speak from my own experience now. The lack of sunlight makes
trash.
me more tired, and during the darkest and coldest months, between November and March, I sometimes struggle to keep the energy up. It's harder to get up in the morning when it's dark outside. Our body naturally want to wake up with the sun. And in the afternoon, I often get confused with the time, since the darkness makes it feel like it's much later than it actually is. And the lack of daylight makes me struggle more as a filmmaker, since I only have 1 hour of good light to film in a day.
Probably not
compared
the
to
best time to be a
24 hour
filmmaker
of good light
is
in the
Sweden.
summer.
Or rather, not
so
the best
the
place.
darkness combined with the cold make things a bit more challenging. And I know I'm not the only one struggling to keep up the energy during this time of the year.
What you said, November to March or something? What was it? November to May? What the heck? Why? What is she trying to pull an Apator over there?
But of course, there's many things you can do to make the winters a little easier. I want to mention a few things that helps me adapt better to
Alright,
the
come
lack
on,
of
who does
sunlight.
Let me just smell some pine leaves.
For me personally, I think that the tiredness that I feel in the winter is the hardest
I'll
part.
show you after.
The energy level is so low sometimes. And the cure to that is not always to
Dog.
sleep more. It can actually be to do the opposite. So I try my best to
That is
keep
true.
being active and moving my body
Sometimes
as much
being
as I
tired,
can,
it's the best thing
and
to do
get
is
as much
actually to
daylight as
move around
possible.
and exercise, get the blood flowing.
I go for long walks with my dog
dog.
every day.
Bulldog.
And if the weather is good, I like to go out in the forest with my snowshoes and my camera, or go skiing.
Damn.
I also love to take ice baths. It's something I started doing a few years ago.
I don't know if I would do
combined
the
with
ice
breathing
baths.
exercises using the
crazy.
Wim Hof method, and it has become my favorite way of boosting myself with new energy when I need it the most. Going into that freezing water is actually the last thing that my body
Jesus.
wants to do in that moment. But putting myself into that kind of discomfort is awakening
I do need to
something in
add
me
booba,
that
though.
helps me reset my body. Believe it or not, but cold swims and cold showers has many good health benefits. It's not for everyone, of course, and it's important to get knowledge before trying an ice bath if you have never done it before. But for me, it has been a great source of energy and joy during
It is
the
good
winter
to
time.
do, but
So, I really feel a big
rough.
difference in my energy levels in the winter when I move my body in some way. It doesn't need to be a full workout, but just
I
something
feel like
a little every day
feel
that
like
makes you
feel like I could not live in Sweden because like how am I supposed to work out for those for how am I supposed to like run outside for those 4 months when it's like pitch black all day? Like how am I supposed to do that?
When we can't get enough energy from the sun, I think it's even more important to make sure that we get enough energy and nutrition from our food. Nature has so much to give us in the summer that we can harvest and save for the winter when we need
It's
it
a
the
lot of
most.
green. Is Booba an animated emote? RPB, do you remember? Forget. Headlamp? Yeah,
Here in the
but
north, we have plenty of berries in the forest. So I like
also
to
probably
put
gonna be
tons
snow
of
all the time,
blueberries
too.
and lingonberries and put in the freezer so that we can eat
that was a
berries
cool
and
little
drink
device.
juice
Did you
from
see that?
berries
Hold up.
Here in the north, we
Check
have
out this little
plenty of
device
berries in the
for getting the
forest.
berries.
So
That's
I like
pretty
to
sweet.
pick
Ready?
tons of blueberries and
This little thing.
lingonberries and put in the freezer so
That's
that
nice.
we can eat
I've never seen
berries
that
and
before.
drink juice from berries every single day during the whole winter.
That's pretty cool. It'd be cool to like experience maybe like 1 year there to like experience
I
like
also
the
like to pick different herbs
full
that
light
are
and
good
full
for our
dark.
health and dry them to make my own tea for the winter.
But
One of my favorite teas to drink when it's cold and dark outside is simply made out of birch leaves. I pick them just as they begin to bloom in the spring, while
can you make tea out of any leaves? Like just put hot water and leaves in a thing and then just it'll be a tea? Is that how that works? I don't drink tea.
are still small and light green. And the tea smells and tastes just like how it smells like in the spring. And in the middle of the winter, I think it feels so comforting to have a piece of the spring to remind you of the wonderful time to come when everything is blooming and the birds are singing.
Oh no,
again.
that was for the anime.
And of course, I also take vitamin D supplements since we
Yeah,
don't get
gotta have the
anything
vitamin
from the
D.
sun in many months. Even though that would never replace the sun.
Yes,
I
but wouldn't
believe it
drink
can
just
help a
any
little
tea.
bit.
Yeah. I just never have heard of
The
birch
list of
leaf
things you can
tea
do to
like that.
handle the darkness is endless.
I didn't know that
These
was
were
a
just
thing.
to mention a few. But I think that the most important thing of all is to accept and adapt to the cycles of nature. I definitely feel a big difference in the energy during summer and winter, both in nature and in myself. And that doesn't mean that it's right or wrong, it's just different.
Cat in the background?
I think the winter and the darkness can cause a lot of unnecessary suffering when we are trying to force ourselves to feel the same as we do in the summer. It's okay to feel tired. It's
Very
okay
Asian
to
thing.
feel lack of inspiration.
Yeah, maybe.
And it's okay to
You
need
should
more sleep
link
and to
them
let things slow
in
down.
the videos channel or something. Or at least link, like, you know,
A
the channel,
flower would
something.
never force itself to bloom in the cold winter. So why would we? This way of thinking
True.
changed my way of dealing with the different seasons. I love the winters just as much as I love the
I'm
summers.
sorry, I just can't I can't not laugh at this. Like it's just so silly, right? Like it's one of those things when I see something like this in like a video or like a movie or a TV thing that it's just like so obviously like just trying to like look nice and like there's no like it just takes me out of it, you know? It's just like what you're not fooling anyone.
Just as much as I love the summers.
You're trying to
They
look
both
like
have their
super
own
fancy.
benefits and challenges.
Though
And I
that
think
dog
it
is
gets much
that's a good
easier
dog
when
right
we
there.
let go and accept what we feel instead of fighting it, and accept the cycles in nature. And
Like
accept-
this. Like this. Exactly like this. Like come on. You don't do this. This isn't a thing that you do.
In ourselves and learn to live at it, like a dance.
Could it be me? That's cool if that actually is the same spot. That's kind of cool. I didn't pay enough attention to know if that was the same spot or not, but I don't think it was.
So, this is how it is to live with the light and the darkness in the north of Sweden, from my perspective. The extreme contrasts in light also creates a bigger
Beautiful
contrast
scenery
to the
though, huh?
seasons, and they all have their own beauty. I love the constantly changing seasons, and that
You
you
must
can
have a
see
nice
and
drone
feel
for
how
these
the
shots,
light changes
goddamn.
a little bit for every single day that goes
Ugh.
by. The beautiful balance
Oh
of
my
light
god,
and
imagine if she
darkness
fell.
is my greatest source
That'd be
of
so funny.
inspiration, and it makes every day feel new and different.
Wait,
Balance
she
of
had
light and
she had
darkness
a
is my
camera to film
greatest
her
source of
moving a
inspiration,
camera.
and it makes every day feel new and different.
Double cam reception. Dude, the Aurora Borealis would be so sweet. That is definitely one of those things I would love to see in my lifetime. Alright, I think that's pretty basically it. Cool. Alright, so first things first. I did see RPB's link, but we had a request from, I believe it's Ray, about what Apator is. And, well, he uploaded a video yesterday. So we can watch an Apator video while I go put my bowl away and refill my water.
What can these tracks be? Maybe from a serial killer. Nå skal det bli godt med litt brennevin. Og litt mat.
What happened? What did he do? Did he jump in the lake? I'm guessing he did. He probably did something weird, because he's a weird fella. That's a good face. He's a crazy man. So let's see. Edible Plants promo trailer. This.
When you look at your lawn and see us, you won't smile. Just give us an inch and we'll take 'em out.
What is
Try
this?
to treat us bad and make us go away, but then when you're not looking, we'll be back someday. Another time, another place. That's a fact. We don't follow and no weed left behind.
See, I can't. What, are these plants edible or is this a trailer? Do I collect things?
Yes.
Yes.
Weeds are everywhere. What's a person to do? Well, I have a solution. If you can't beat them, eat them. Join me through
Okay.
the seasons to explore the culinary delights of plants,
She seems funny.
wild and tame. Some of them are despised as invasives, and some are common garden plants that many people don't even know are edible. I'm Blanche Sabelle Derby, your guide on an educational journey to discover new and exciting taste sensations.
Okay. Okay. I don't know about this song that's going on. Wait, she just highlighted Poison Ivy? I ain't eating Poison Ivy, lady.
Pull us out, you think we're gone. Yeah, you have no doubt, but underneath the ground and all that ground, the seeds and roots left
Oh, shit,
behind.
what are
See you
those?
next time, weeds. We're wild, wild weeds.
It is a good song.
Carry loads of seeds and scrounge for all our needs. The wild, wild weeds.
She seems cool.
The wild, wild weeds. Now we're buried in a lawn new.
All right. Okay. Okay. We can take a look at her. Every video has custom intro song. What? That's actually pretty sick. Every video has a custom intro song. Damn. That's cool. I was gonna pull something up. Right. We were going to pull up. Okay. If we want Booba, I think the obvious one to get rid of is Peepo Snow. I think Peepo Snow is a pretty clear, like, Christmassy time one. I mean, it is a wintertime one as well, I guess. All these others will turn back into normal versions, but Peepo Snow won't really stick around once we hit no longer winter season, you know? I do love me Peepo. Peepo Snow is happy. He is a happy fella. But I mean... he is so happy. Look at him. Last Peepo Snow. Get your last Peepo Snows in. Too bad Elemental isn't here. They like Peepo Snow, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I think I want to keep Way Too Dank. Hackermans don't necessarily need to keep Hackermans, but I feel like Peepo Snow, we do love him so, Peepo Snow. If it's liked, then you should keep it. Yeah, but I mean, they're all liked. And there's plenty others that aren't in here that we like. There's just, I only have 15 slots, so there's only so much you can do. What up, Angel? You think PP Overheat should go? I like PP Overheat, but I guess... Pepe Meltdown kind of covers it. A similar vibe. And since we are limited, I guess that's fair. Yeah. Okay, for now we can get rid of PP Overheat, and we can find, how do I find? It is which one is the? Is it like this one where the eyes are already out, or is it like this top one? I imagine we want it to be looking or left. Most of them are looking that way. Interesting that there's so many slight variations. I don't like this one's too slow. That's creepy. Let's see. Which booba? Or do we want the one that's facing this way? Which booba do we want? What's the difference between these two? Oh no, they're basically the same. I guess. How is it ordered? I guess they're just kind of ordered in, I assume, the most commonly used way, maybe? So, I guess I'll go with the most commonly done one then? Sure. Let's go with booba. Add. Alright. Now, I don't know how long it will take. You recognize the Andrash one? Which one was that? Underscore Andrash. Okay. Yeah, alright. Let's go back here. So we have booba now. Oh, Andrash underscore. Oh, because we're not here anymore. Either I'm spelling it wrong, or stoned, or you're stoned, or Andrash means something that I don't understand. Either way, this is fine for now. We can always change it. I don't think it will show up right away. Yeah, it'll take a little bit. Probably not until next stream, I would imagine. So here's the thing. I'm actually kind of down to do whatever we want to do. So, because stuff got kind of went off track today. Last PP overheat spam. PP overheat, true. True, last PP overheat for now. I think I'll probably bring it back when we get rid of PP snow in the end of the winter. But we could just keep watching YouTube videos if you really wanted. But otherwise, we could do... Honestly, I know this might sound a little strange. We could do pad. We could. I don't usually like to pad back to back, but we could. We could. We could also potentially do more Luigi Galaxy. And we could also potentially do plenty of other things, of course, as well. But Booba. I don't know. I think it'll take a little bit to work. Oh, there it is. I refreshed the cache. There it is. There's the Booba. Yeah, so you would probably have to refresh to have it work, but... Lots of craziness. Lots of craziness because of all of that Zelda stuff today. Booba. Turning around and such, yeah. Okay, here's what I think. I think we play a game. There was big leaks. Well, it wasn't actually a leak. Rather, it was a prototype cartridge. Yesterday. A prototype cartridge of Zelda OOT and 64. So there's only minor differences 3 days before the release of US rep. But then there was a dump of an F-Zero X cartridge, development cartridge, which happened to contain in some extra leftover space the Space World 97 Zelda 64 data. Though it wasn't all of the data, because, you know, a lot of it was overwritten by the F-Zero stuff. So it was just some extra stuff that they happened to find while dumping this F-Zero X development cartridge, which is crazy that like just so happened to have this in it. So that is where people have been searching, because that demo is pretty famous. And so even though it's only part of it, people have found lots of stuff. So I've put a lot of links and images and stuff in the history preservation channel on Discord, but also in today's PIL. Honestly though, unless you're super into it and want to click every single image, the best thing to probably do is to open the reset era thread link that I believe is also in the PIL for today. And that has, you know, multiple pages of people sort of going over some of the results of that. And there's been more stuff found. So this happened yesterday. People found stuff all throughout the night and this morning, and still even today, I think, as far as like a couple hours ago, I added a couple new links. So who knows what other stuff they're gonna find? Who knows what other stuff they're gonna find? But have you played any more Puyo Puyo RPB? Or just that day when we played together? Just that one day? Not really. There was a couple of things. So today went, you know, a little bit off track. I made a new YouTube video and posted it today. And I had scheduled it last night. I scheduled it to be public at noon today. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll have time to edit the description and all of that before then. Got off track this morning because the Zelda stuff and then some kind of other things happened. Totally forgot. Went for my run. Halfway through my run, I'm like, oh my god, it's like 2 o'clock. The video has been up and it has a shitty title and no information. It just had the file name, which is what this is. Stooner saw it before I was able to take it back down to private and fix it. So that was a thing that happened, right? That was a thing. And then I've been watching the stock guys sometimes. And one time a while back, he had made a channel. He made a new channel in the Discord while he was live, and he posted something in it, and then said like, okay, the link's in there, but you know, there's no permissions or anything, so none of you can, you know, make posts or reacts or whatever. Well, he didn't do that, and so everyone went in there and spammed stuff. Everything had got deleted eventually by mods, but the one thing that didn't was the reactions to his initial image. And in that initial link, rather, I used Purtle S. You can kind of see it right here. Oh, you can't edit undoing this? Oh my god, that's not good. Oh, I can do that. Okay, thank god. Yeah, right here. I used Purtle S as and 20 other people ended up doing it too, and I didn't know that happened. I did my initial one and then like close it or whatever, and for some reason I ended up clicking that part of the Discord today and just saw like the 20 other people did it, so I thought that was funny. I was like, oh, cool. People liked it. Liked the emote enough to use it themselves. And actually, there was another thing that happened today, or yesterday. In Ludwig's Discord, you know, I'm working on the YouTube video last night or whatever, and in Ludwig's Discord, I get a ping. I got tagged in Ludwig's Discord? I never even look in there. So I look in, you know, I open it up, and it's just some guy that tagged me, and said like lol or something. I don't know. They just tagged me for whatever reason. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? I scroll up a little. There was someone else with the name Purtle, but it had like 3 R's. And so it like the guy probably just did PUR and then like pressed enter twice, and so it tagged that person instead of, it tagged me instead of that person. But anyway, I still typed like question mark, and then I'm not a sub, and he just goes, not even a sub, Pepe laugh or whatever, and then I did a feels bad man. And that made me wonder, well, I wonder if anyone, for whatever reason, this morning I tried to find that discussion to like do a little screen cap of it to share with someone. So I like go into Ludwig's Discord, and then the search bar in Discord I type Purtle, enter. Now what I thought would happen was that just that one discussion point where that guy tagged me would show up. That didn't show up at all. Instead, 2 other different messages from months, like a year ago, show up in the search results. Okay. So I click into them, so it brings me up to that part in the history or whatever. Turns out, the reason that my name was mentioned was because it was when Ms. had came to my stream asking me for button mashing advice. And then they were and then the people in the Ludwig Discord, I guess some of them were watching. So they mentioned my name in the Discord because I had talked about how Ludwig asked me for mashing advice at some point or whatever. So long story short, it was just like a weird, like, oh, did not expect someone to have been talking about me in the Discord like that. That was interesting. And then I left. Well, I didn't leave the Discord, but then, you know, muted it and haven't looked at it again because I pretty much never do. But you didn't get those killer pings? Well, they didn't at me when they did that. Oh, I did find the ping. It was the yeah. All right. Should we play a game now, or do we still just want to chat? I actually don't really care either way. I feel like if we're gonna game, this is what I'm thinking. Either we play pad, or I play like Puyo for like a while, like an hour, then, or you know, half an hour, stretch break, and then you know, stretch break, snack, and do stuff. You know what? I think I'm just gonna do pad. I don't know why. I just kind of feel like it. I can't tell you why. Usually I hate doing pad on non-pad day, but for whatever reason, I guess I just feel like doing. I think you know what it is? I think low energy. Elemental. Hey Elemental. So you missed this discussion, but we removed a BTTV emote so that we could add Booba. And it came down to Peepo Snow or PP Overheat. And because PP Snow is more of a wintertime specific, I was originally gonna go with removing Peepo Snow, but I remember you using it a number of times. Plus, I'll be able to remove it later and switch back. So for the time being, we do not have PP Overheat, but we still have Pepe Meltdown, which kind of covers the same thing. So we're good. We're still good in that regard, right? Hopefully that's not too terrible for you to experience. Oh, actually, it's a good thing I opened pad. Jeez, look at this. I'm almost full stam. How did I manage that? Puzzle. Why did it not autofill that time? Weird. Alright, I've set the category. Oh yeah, I forgot to do the live ping thing. Live at here. And then I go Doink, doink, doink. Sock research? Nope. Oh, stock research? Is that what you meant? Uh-oh, feet pics now. Oh god, what did I just do? Oh god. Yeah, I do need to do some of that though. So there's a couple issues that I have. One is that you know, the 401k that I had with my employer, I don't know what I'm supposed, like, how I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And then the I like don't really like my dad made a Roth IRA or something for me like a zillion years ago, but there's basically no money in it, so I should do that. But I might want to take that and bring it somewhere else that's better. And then there's like HSA things, and then I didn't even really have any stuff in a savings account, so I've been moving stuff over to a savings account, but I don't even know if it's a good one. If I should move it to if there's one that has a better percentage. It's very overwhelming. Is what I've learned. And then you know what it is for me is that because there's like so many options, I want to make sure I have the best one, but then it's like it seems like there's no answer, and then I just get decision paralyzed, and I'm just like stuck there. So for example, if I were to put money into stocks, like myself, do some stocks on my own, which I probably wouldn't, but if I did, it would just be like, you know, old men type stocks, like some sort of, you know, ETF managed fund kind of thing, not actual like day trade stocking Purtle, no. But what would I use to do that? You know, there's Fidelity, there's like every bank in the world can do it, and then zillions of online things too, right? So I've heard Robinhood is probably not the best in terms of fees and stuff, but it is like the most user-friendly. One thing I learned from Stock Guy that has been pretty important, that you probably should check too, for your 401k especially, is what's it called? For your 401k, there's like two types of fees. There's like an expense fee and a management fee, something like that. Or like a managed rate and an expense rate or something. The important one, I think he said, is the expense one. And what you want to find out is what's the percent on that. If it's because a lot of the time you could be getting, the management fee might look, you know, fine, normal, but the expense fee or ratio will look normal. It might look normal. It might say like 2.5% or something, and you would be like, oh, well, 2.5% on what I make, that's nothing. But apparently it's like compounding or something, and so I don't know how the math works, but basically he said, depending on how high it is, it could end up taking 50% of your entire like 401k when you actually end up taking it out at the end or something insane. And so he's like, the expense ratio thing should be like less than 1% ideally. So probably something to check. He said it's become more of a thing because people don't check it, I guess. So then, yeah, a lot of people, after he told them that, then reported like all sorts of like bullshit stuff, like, yeah, mine was over 1.5, mine was over 2, one guy had 3.7, which is like 75% of what his 401k would be at the end or something. I don't know how to check that. I think he said talk to HR person, but I don't have that anymore. But he said you should talk to an HR person and then ask, I forget what the exact wording was, but basically like, can I move this to a different fund or something, or can I get that taken off or something? You know, one of those classic big corporation things where they screw millions of people just because they don't know about it, sort of deal. Some Verizon Comcast level of garbage. Yeah. Well, the other thing for me specifically is that I don't think I can technically contribute to it anymore because of, you know, no job. So it's like, I mean, it's sitting there and it's still growing because it's like in the market and whatnot, but I can't make contributions, I don't think. And so the only way I could do that is, I'm not actually entirely sure, and I need to call, I guess. Some people, when I asked in the stock guide Discord, were saying like, you can get it rolled into a Roth or something. Then that's another thing. There's so many questions I have, and I don't know how I'm supposed to get them answered because there's so many like what if scenarios, right? Like I have this dinky Roth thing my dad made a gazillion years ago, right? And I'm pretty sure you can only have one of those types of things. So then what happens if I call the Fidelity people and they're like, oh yeah, your 401k, because, you know, you're not there with them anymore, you can roll into a Roth. But then it's, well, how does that work? I can't have two. What does that mean? And then what does that mean if I get a new job? Can the stuff that was in the Roth go back into a 401k? Like, there's a lot of questions. It's very confusing. There's a lot going on. But that had nothing to do with what I was doing today. That had nothing to do with anything I was doing today. I didn't do any of that stuff today. Call center at Fidelity. So you're saying he can give me free money? Okay. All right, confirmed by RPB. Free $1 million. Free handouts. Everyone in chat. Hackermans. I mean, the 401k is with Fidelity. I guess my main question would be what is the best thing to do right now with the 401k, since I don't, you know, I don't believe I can make contributions to it without having a job. And then if they do say like roll into an IRA or something, what does that mean? What are the consequences of that, etc.? What up, Amatsu? Yeah, he heard the free money and now he's chatting. Free money, eyeballs. True. Yeah, I can leave it open, exactly. Yeah, that much is what I figured would be the case, is if I didn't touch it and then I got a new job, I could like get it combined into the new one. That's what I figured. But the whole rolling it into a Roth so that I can contribute thing, that got me to, I couldn't follow. I couldn't follow what would actually happen if I did that and then got a job later on. One thing people did mention is you can sort of have a solo, like if you're self-employed, you can have your own 401k thing. But I mean, I'm not at that point, so I can't do that. Yeah, or roll into a normal IRA and then you contribute normal. But then what happens? Could I then, when getting a new job, put the stuff that went into the IRA back into, like, the way that the 401k, if I didn't touch it, rolls into the new 401k? Would I be able to do the Roth into the new 401k kind of thing? That part I'm not sure. Yeah, I can keep it open forever. I guess I assumed that the 401k would have like better rates and things, so if possible I would want to have it go in the 401k, right? Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't matter. Where are we farming? What are we farming here? Good question. We actually aren't farming anything except our best friends, because they're good friends and we like to be good friends to our good friends. And it's currently I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, the lowest stamina thing to run. Normally I would be doing this dungeon, not this dungeon. Normally I'd be doing this dungeon, but it's 0 stam, so it doesn't count as using your BFs. So that's where I'm at with that. That said, I am looking to finish off some January quests if anyone wants to do some co-op action. Perhaps Raziel. Is Raziel the last one I have? Oh no, I do have Challenge 9 as well. If you open a Roth IRA, you never pay tax. It gets funky because yeah. Okay. So yeah, I guess I'm looking to do Raz, and then whatever it was that I just called it, the Challenge 9. And then after that, I don't think there's too much of a plan. The other thing is that, like I said, there is like some sort of raw thing that I have that my dad opened for me a zillion years ago, but that's not with Fidelity. So then, how does that work? And blah blah blah. And then there's something called a backdoor Roth. That's something that I don't remember what that is. It turns something, it makes it so you could like contribute. It's kind of like a loophole to contribute more than you're supposed to or something. Some sort of hackerman's thing. You can have as many. Oh, interesting. See, no one has ever said that. No one has ever mentioned that, even a little. Though, I feel like it wouldn't really make too much sense to have them split up. Also, this idea of like going over. Like who keeps track of that? Like, do I have to like make sure I don't do more than that? What happens? Like, I feel like there should be a way for them to know that I'm doing that, right? Like for example, for the HSA, I think right now an HSA, or for 2020, I believe it was 3,550. I see. So if I put in, so let's say even though it's 3,550, let's say it's 3,500. If I put 4,000 into the HSA, what would happen? I see. Taxes on the 500. Okay. Okay. Because that's one of those things that isn't really explained either. They just kind of, like, everyone just says, oh yeah, you got a limit of this. But no one explains, like, what happens. And I'm putting myself out there to look stupid right now by saying all of this, but that's because no one tells you any of this. No one tells you how any of this works. It's kind of insane. Kind of nasty. So what's in Raziel anyway? How scared do I need to be? Oh, hello, task manager. How scared do I need to be of Raziel? Oh man, I'm so sore. Even just stretching my arm out, it's just like better to ask than lose money. Well, it wouldn't be really losing money, right? It would just be getting taxed. Right? Like getting taxed on the 500 for the HSA, for example. Is that really a bad thing? It's basically, you're still basically just putting it into whatever the investments that the HSA is using. Probably still better than leaving it in a checking account, right? I mean, it would be bad if you then try and take out that money right after. That probably wouldn't be good, but... Alright, so, Razadaz has... Locks the following in a row, so that's tape. So there's tape, there's a 99 grab, 10 combo, or an 9 combo thing. Some VDP requirement on that green floor. First floor has blinds and bombs and clouds. Ew. So let's look at this thing again. Quest. So it's no Skyfall. Skills invalid. Oh shit. Alright, well that's a bit of an issue. That's a bit of an issue for all transform monsters. Huh. Alright. Well, how the heck am I supposed to do the Raz? Wait, you need 20 combos? You need 19 combos? What the heck? 20? And you can't transform because skills are invalid? What the hell? Well that's tricky. Have any of you done this yet? I am certainly not certain on what I would be using then. I mean, I know it's 7x6, but you still need 20, or whatever it is, 19 combos, which is more than the board could provide. And you have to do it twice, so it's not like you could... Well, I guess you could do it once. It's not a super resolve, it's a regular resolve. And... Devil balanced half. You throw myself at Raziel on and off, always die at her because I can never go at 18, but I can hit 18. The dungeon spawns combo orbs. Oh. That was not obvious to me. Okay. 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 Alright, that makes it more doable. It does make me wonder, would I want... Obviously this team would have to change. I would take out Purtle, because no skill anyway. Actually, I guess, are you supposed to just sort of be like a glass cannon team because you can't use skills anyway? Or it's either that or you be a team that has like a shield on activation so that you can reduce some damage that gets hit. You think so? There's always some combo orbs, but I don't think I brought combo orb spawner. There are resolves. Yes, there is resolves on the second floor and then on the boss. I feel like Raziel wouldn't be that bad, right? Got the auto resolve, pretty high attack. I would have to change Feral for something. Probably would change this too, just because I wouldn't get to use the delay anyway. So maybe would change that. Potentially. Probably would change a bunch of the subs. Alternatively, I could try and use a team similar to the team I used for Blue Drag. She does change her board to like mostly hearts. Oh, let's see. She changes it to green, light, and dark. Oh, that actually is kind of important. Because if I was using a team like this similar to my Blue Drag team, I wouldn't have the red needed for the follow-up attack when partnering with Kukan. It is nice that she adds 3 combos with her little user thing though. Her little leader skill. I would probably temporarily take off all of the negative RCV stuff and then change that sub. What else could we do? Would something like this be decent? And we would definitely take out these two probably. Take this and this out. This might stay. Because maybe that would stay. God killer. So what is Raziel? Raziel is a god and a attacker. God and an attacker, huh? What was the team that what was the one I'm thinking of that would have? Take this out, for example, and then we go down here, or Kamim. This might be decent, right? The board's gonna be all hearts or whatever on the like green, light, and heart, or green, light, dark hearts. Would be easy to get 5 linked. Problem, I guess, would be I wouldn't have auto FUA, right? So I would either have to partner something that gives auto FUA, or just have something that has FUA resolve and use that itself. That could possibly be a thing. So I do god types, is that right? God types. Filter, god. Camille, what up, Toby? Cammy has a FOA Udong. Yeah, as an essay. So Toby, what we're trying to figure out is how I'm gonna do Raziel. Raziel? Because you can't use skills, which kind of turns off all of the transform lead potentials. So takes off that, takes off that. Maybe could use this, but then would actually have to have something that would actually have to do a follow-up attack. Or no, I wouldn't, I guess. Would this have enough damage? Would this team have enough damage? Or I would change the subs, but would this as a lead have enough to get the job done? I guess the problem would be the last floor, right? Because the board spawn is green, light, dark, heart. And so I'd be missing an attribute, right? So that actually probably wouldn't work, huh? That actually probably would not work. This is what I found on her. Raziel does a normal attack the first 2 turns and kills you the third. You can use those first turns to accumulate more combos. Yeah, because the first turn she makes the board like wood, light, dark, heart, which isn't enough to activate the 18 times attack. And the shield. I would definitely have to change the subs too, because like you can't use skills anyway, right? That's what it said. Skills invalid, not just awoken skills, all skills. What about this thing? I wouldn't feel confident. I mean, even I guess if I partnered with this one, I still don't know if I would feel confident on that. Still don't know if I would feel confident. What do you think, Toby? What's your analysis? Should I try to build a team with Kamim that would work, or try something with Raijin that would get the job done? Jeez, look at the booba. Kami is easy mode, so what should my team look like? Gods? I forget what we said our good gods would be for her. I know at one point we talked about it. I know we mentioned this guy, so that's obvious. Beyond that, I don't remember what the other options were that we were talking about. Was he one? Now, I have to kind of remember no skills can be used. See, you're saying that, but you're not even telling me why. And like, it is literally the toughest dungeon in there, so I don't think it's that, and it's a dungeon I don't think I've ever done solo, so I don't think it's too crazy to be a little concerned. Yeah, it's only 4 floors, but the last one needs 19 combos. So it's, you know, it's kind of important. It's kind of important. Isis seems kind of good here. Cloud, some 7 Cs, some attacker killers. I do need box damage though. I don't have much that does box damage, huh? That probably might be my biggest issue right now, actually. I don't have anything that does good box damage. Because the 3rd floor needs VDP. The grass floor with Michael. So... how was Atten my box damage? What are you talking about? You think I'm just like made of Latins? I mean, she technically could work, except she won't because no leader skills allowed, so can't do that. What about you? He could work. If I changed his SA to be the box. that would work because the thing is a dragon type, and I literally don't have one. I literally don't have one. Like, I already told you last time when we were talking about like whatever this other team was you wanted. We're building for Raziel, though I do need to build for C9 as well. So we might do a little build session for both. I was thinking if I change his SA to box, that could potentially work. Razadaz. I think it's mostly not that bad except for that I need something to box for the Michael floor. So either something probably... Alright, look away for 20 seconds. Sure. I will look away for 20 seconds. Sure. Floor 2 has tape? Oh yeah, true. Again, I literally do not have a Latin for it. I don't know what you want me to do. I do not have the resource. So yeah, that is the thing. Yeah, there is tape. I will need tape res. You're right. I will need tape res, huh? What do we have for... Oh, we can use equips, right, then? We can't use our skills anyway, so I could probably just use an equip that gives tape, because it doesn't really matter if skills lap on it. You put up trade for days, but I never took it. Pretty sure I had looked and didn't see it. Maybe that was before you put it up, though. But I'm pretty sure I remember looking for it and didn't see it. Because I remember you told me, and then I definitely didn't see it. But maybe it was before you actually put it up. The sad thing rather is that you like designed the Rajan team or whatever for doing that dungeon. We're like, okay, put the VDP thing on this, and like, all right, I did, and then I never even like I tried it once and died, and then it just didn't even do it. But it's still good to have it on her, so it's like fine. Yeah. Oh, also, exclusive leak to the Wednesday pad viewers. 2,800 days. Purtle old. Old man status. You need 9 more days till 1K. Sag. People were mentioning your name when I rolled this, by the way, on Monday. I'm not sure exactly why, but they were like, oh, Cookie Pog. So, yeah, we got some juicers. But can't use that for Ravs anyway because no skills allowed, so does not really work out there. It does have a Remu now. Actual whale. Actual whale. Oops. What should I have the last monster be? Just do the other one. What else do we have for gods? Oh, I guess I could just do Raz. Or Raijin. Is the last one. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. That seems like a good idea. And I guess you guys were saying I should evolve this to a different version, right? Have the last monster be an old collab. Wait, did stream die? Or was that just my computer, my laptop lagging? Didn't say it dropped any frames, so. Oh. Alright. You want me to make this version, is it? Oh, you want me to keep it Mega Awoken? I thought I remember someone saying that I should have one Mega Awoken and then change the other one to a different form as a sub or something. I could be wrong though. I do have to pee though. Parasial Mega Awoken. So I should just keep it as is? Okay. I'm down with that. And this has FUA. And then... And then... Okay. Will the VDP Latin on the Ryzen be enough to go through that, Michael fella? Or will I need it on the A10 as well? 'Cause if I need it on the A10 as well, I would need a way to obtain one. Which I currently do not. In the meantime, let's put some assists, or some assists. Some assist on because we need it anyway. So I want Cookie, hand them over. Dozens. So I need a tape, so we get tape. So we have hand RCV tape, we have RCV tape, we have RCV HP, tape row HP, row HP. I feel like we want to do this. You're not a rank. He plays Altura 12 runs a day. Alright, so that's good. And then I probably want... What's on here right now? That. I probably would just want something that makes her damage higher instead, I think. Because we can't use skills anyway. So I don't need the plus. Right? I feel like it would make sense that I just want one. And then add 10 also I want some sort of damage thing. Though I think I do need, actually, hold on, let me see. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I want some blind resist. There's also a blind in the very first floor. Looks like I have 0 blind resist, which is not great. But we now have tape, jammers, clouds. We're actually not skill blind resist, but that doesn't matter. Poison, I don't think we need poison. What do bombs count as? Do bombs get blocked by jammer res, or do they get blocked by poison res? By jammer res, right? Or does it not get... whatever. I think it's jammers, but... now I need... I would like some blind res, probably? Blind res or damage, I think, is what we want. So... trades up. Oh. Radiate should be 19. 19. Boom. Oh. Oh. Computer lady is right, though. I should probably get up and stretch. It's been an hour and a half. Actually, technically, it's been an hour and 28 minutes, but it's about to be an hour and a half. Let's do a run. Let's do an attempt and then stretch after. Booba. Computer lady. I haven't given her a name. That is something to consider. All right, I would like to put some blinders. Thing is, I don't. Do I have anything that gives that? Oh, we do. Oh, that's right. That's probably worth it. Maybe. It's either I do that or I split up blind between these two and Isis, but then have not damage stuff on them instead. Which I could have instead. Actually, hold on. I want to check something. So, unbindable, unbindable. Ah, I want to put an unbindable on him probably, right? Or, actually, is there any binds? I don't think there is, actually. Let's see. Actually, it doesn't look like there is. Alright, maybe I don't have to worry about that. Toby? Does Toby have Sena? Maybe? Might. Probably? How many glasses do we have here? So that's 1, that's 3. Probably gonna use that then. 2. Oops. 2. Ooh, 2 in a hand. Ooh, okay. What else do we have? What else do we have? Oh, we have sunglasses themselves. Does the stockings have 2? Alright, I actually have some decent glasses ones now. This world probably has like 4 Senas, probably. Alright, let's go. Boom, bam, this, and grab this one? Yes. 3 glasses on you. And then 2 glasses on you. Plus, I guess the hand maybe was the best one. 2 in a hand, or... I think that was probably the best one. For the blues, at least. This one's not that bad. He only has 1, yeah. Let's do this. Okay, so now we got our blinders, and so then I guess on him we just want something that does good damage. How many 7 stars does he have? Now that's a question. Now that's a good question. Do I want, let's see, can I get something with a god killer? Oh shit, there is. Oh, but it's that. I don't know if I want to do that. What else can we get? Attacker killer. Okay, that's not bad. Better on Angel. For Michael, could do Dragon Killer or Balance Killer. I think these are Balance. Dragon. This one's Dragon, I know that much. And then these are all Balance ones. Actually think I would rather go with the Attacker Killer one though. So I think I'm gonna do that. Clear, Attacker Killer, boom, boom, bam, boom, pop. I think this will be the team. And we'll probably still fail. I guess I could put something different on Raz, or on Raijin. But let's try this, I guess. Yeah, let's try that. Quest, January, Raz. Oh wait, what am I partnering with? This whale has 3 Mikage? Not surprising. Do I just partner with another Kami? Or is there something else I could partner with? Why am I doing Raz solo? Because no one offered to help. That's why. I would do it with someone, no one said anything. Oh, you guys are funny. Monkas. You'll do it with me? You would offer, but so bad would get me killed. All right. Do you want me to make, or do you want you to, or do you want to make? Yeah. 1 sec to make a team, of course. Good, because I need hydration. She is God types, and then 5 linked hearts, and then a bunch of damage. That's why you can see why I was choosing her for solo. Because if I partner with 2, that's +4 combos, and we need the huge combo count at the end. And then otherwise, just like pretty high damage and HP and stuff. Now, if you had something that partnered well with it that had auto FUA, that would be nice for a couple of floors so we don't have to try and manage making that ourselves. Alternatively, wow, this team has no skill boost. What the heck? Yeah, this team has no skill boost, goddamn. There's no skills, by the way, which is the important thing. Which is why I'm not using like a transform lead, for example. And the board is 7x6 as well, right? It's 7x6, no Skyfall skills invalid. So definitely some limitations. Yeah, so that's why no transforming folk. And then something that adds combos. And then I was just gonna have to FUA myself. FUA it myself manually, like an old person. I'd considered Raijin at first, but I forget why we didn't. I think it was because we would have to, I don't remember why actually. Because it didn't add combos maybe? Oh no, it's because the last floor, Raziel itself, the first turn makes a board that's all green, light, dark, heart, and so that's not 4 times attack, 4 attributes. That's why I didn't do it. That's why we were doing this instead. That makes sense. Okay. That makes sense. See? There was a reason. Though now that if you are joining, let me just check, because that means my SAs are not a factor. So I won't have Jammer Res, for example. So you would need to have something with Jammer Res. And then obviously everything kind of loses some extra damage. But I would have tape. I have tape, cloud. I guess I don't have poison. I don't know if there is any poison that gets made, but the important thing would be to have jammer res on somewhere on your team. Because I would not have that without essays. Alright, Cookie is joining. Share the room. Share the love. Oh man. Pretty hungry. I'm definitely gonna need this stretch break, food break. Well, I can play pad while eating, but actually it'll be good. Well, because we're gonna have to design another team after this to do challenge 9, so we can design that while we're snacking, which will be good. That'll be a good plan. I don't have a new quiz for you though. I did not plan to do pad today, so I do not have a quiz. I do not have some sort of special pad activities. I don't have free rolls for you. Probably no rolls today. We're just trying to do some of these last bits of challenges and such. And then, I don't know, farm red drag or whatever. Alright, what do you do? Three times and blah blah blah, 2 combos with that with a 6 heart. So we just have to do 6 hearts basically is what this is saying. 6 hearts and then combo otherwise. And then you have this A10 instead of the other A10. Okay, and then you have jammer res, nice. And then you brought a zillion sunglasses too. Alright, I mean sure. I already have some of that, but alright. Let's see if we can make this happen. Let's see if we can make it happen. Alright, alright, alright. Alright, so basically I need to do 6 hearts is the idea, right? Did the extra, maybe I should have saved those extra hearts, perhaps. Should have all reds on your side. Oh, I said you didn't need to, but sure. You don't trust me, that's fine. I mean, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I do like how much time we have to move. It makes it a lot less stressful, I'll say that much. I'll say that much. Okay, so that was 17. We're gonna need 2 combos more than that for the boss, which is kind of scary to think. A little bit scary. But let's see how much I do here. Alright. Okay, that was 18. That wasn't even 19. Oof. Wow, that did nothing. What the heck? How did that do no— oh, it's because I didn't get all colors, right? I don't think I actually had all colors there, right? I didn't have light. Something like that. There's not enough lights on that board. That makes sense. Okay. Seeing how much combos we get every turn is kind of scaring me. I have to admit. I have to admit that is scaring me. Should I perhaps Not match the orbs that have combo orbs and then save them for your turn? Is that a good idea? Just full combo? You sure? I could just save the combo orbs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Save some corbs. I've never... Yeah, okay. I've never heard them referred to that before. That's kind of funny. I'm just trying not to have them get comboed. There we go. They're all in the bottom corner there. Well, you have enough hearts. I don't know if it's gonna be enough to kill though. I guess we'll find out. Do you think, oh, there was like no, they didn't give like any new combo orbs there, huh? That's gonna be hard. Oh my. Oh, you're saving combo orbs now. I see. I see. Ouch. So we need darks. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna have to use one of the combo orbs to do the shield. I could pass to you. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say I probably would need darks on mine just because I have the 2 commies, but I suppose you do have more. Maybe. I don't know. Either way, I guess we'll find out, right? We'll find out. You can get, oh, that's not good. Those 3 combo orbs right here, that's not good, but maybe it's still enough. Okay, it is. Phew. Oh, right, because you had the God Killer added there too. Yeah, nice. Boost this stream. Community challenge ended. Oh, we didn't get there. What a shame. Thanks, Cookie. You thought she had VDP? Oh, no. Or wait, is Raziel a girl or a guy? Actually, I have no idea. What's the picture look like? Is there Booba? Oh, there's Booba. Yeah, that's a lady. That's a lady right there. Cookie noob. Okay, that said, chat, it is your time now to design a Challenge 9 team for me to use. I believe Challenge 9 is rank things 5 or lower, I believe, is how it works. But I definitely need a quick stretch, as it has been an hour 45, so my old man body needs to move the blood as much as I don't want to. If I don't, it's only gonna be worse. That is one thing that if you are young, you should try to instill is getting up every once in a while, getting a little stretch in. I remember in college, I had no problem sitting basically forever at the computer. I would have to get up to refill my water, but I wouldn't get up or stretch or anything. But now, now? I can't imagine. I can't imagine just sitting down straight for hours and hours and hours without at least stretching. But now I also have my little desk that can move up and down, which is a lifesaver as well. What teams did you guys use for doing Challenge 9 if you have already done it? Toby was saying Challenge 9 is easier solo, which may or may not be true. I wouldn't know. It's hard for me to remember what is like 5 stars and lower. Or that's the requirement, right? 5 stars. I think. Ugh. Yeah, Oof. You're fucking asses in it. You haven't done C9 yet? We could potentially co-op it then. Potentially. If we want to try doing it co-op. There was something funny that happened today. What was it? What was it? It was, oh, no, it was yesterday? My brother was looking for some tool. And he's not, he doesn't got the eagle eyes like I do. So, I then went into the basement to look for it among the tools. Naturally, I found it, as I am the best. I brought it back up. I was like, easy, got it. Then he's like, oh, thanks. And then like 5 minutes later, he comes back to me and he's like, it's broken. But thanks, but it unfortunately, the tool is broken. So, that was, I mean, I still get some credit there, right? Yeah, it's 5 stars. That's why I was saying it's going to need some more diligent team building compared to just like, you know, go ahead and grab OP Team X. It's gonna need some actual design and work, I think. I don't know what are the good 5-star leads. Are people doing some sort of zombie builds? Can you do that in that dungeon? Perhaps? Is that a thing that can be done? Mayhaps. Oh. What's a zombie build? That's an old gaming term. When people would run fucking ogres or orochis that have the thing, or tengus maybe? That have the thing where if you get one-shotted, you live with 1 HP, and then you would auto-heal the full HP, so that you can get zombied again. You basically have your own resolve. Basically, you have your own resolve, and so then you would get brought back to 0 HP or whatever. This. You may survive when HP is reduced to 0. The way that's calculated was basically like if you were at full HP and you were to get one shot, it would actually leave you with like 1 HP or whatever, or 1% HP. And then you would make it so your team's HP is so low that you would have like this, and then like Amaterasu as your friend lead. And with her auto heal, you would fully heal your HP, and you would stall until you're like the rest of your team would be like Hera's with like 30% gravities. So you would do that, and then I know Magic Cookie knows what it means, but I'm sure there's people that don't know what it means. Like Perfect 1-Up, I think, or whoever. I know there's someone that said they're fairly new. So then you would have like gravities like Hera's or whatever, and use those to take down the HP to, you know, basically nothing. The problem with that is, or if you're wondering like why can't people still do that, the reason is that most of the time, you probably don't even pay much attention to it, is that most of the time now, newer monsters' attacks when they hit you are done in multiple hits. So for example, right here, Heavenly Strike, you see 3 arrows on this part right here. And it also says it in text, but it's 3 hits. So that wouldn't work because it would be 3 hits. But if it was 1 giant hit, like Grudge Strike, you would live because it's a singular hit that would one shot, and then you would zombie and stay alive. So it wouldn't work on all dungeons, but a lot of like the early on dungeons it would work on, because that was like a lot of the early dungeon monsters, like their attacks are 1 hit. So it was a bit of a cheese strat, but hey, back then it was hard to get by sometimes. All right, wasn't easy. Ogre. And so the ogres had this too, which is what a lot of people would use if they didn't have an Orochi. I believe I've done this once. I definitely know I've at least done it once, maybe a handful of times. I definitely know I did it once at least with an ogre. But yeah. We need to make a team for C9, which has the requirement of 5 stars or lower. Toby, what did your team look like for that? But also, let me go Pete and then get Apple. Or anyone else that's done it, what did your team look like? Okay. Ready? Ready for the crunch? It's in the Discord. So he used... Oh, he used... Who is that? Who's that lead? Alright, either way, I have to make a team for it, so... It'd be kind of nice if you could filter out everything below or above a certain number of rares. Whatever that lead is, I don't have it. Whatever it is, I don't think I have it unless it's in a different form. Cause yeah. Looks like you need a spike at the very least, because the last floor is Sun Chuan and it has a super resolve, and when you hit it to the super resolve it buffs your damage by 50%, but it also has a 90% damage reduction for 3 turns. So I don't know if that means you need 2 spikes, but it seems rather difficult. Wait, is this the lead? No. Your person's had blonde hair. Something, or white hair. Can't tell. Oops. I can't tell who that is. I guess I just don't even know what I should be looking for to make a team that can do this. Like, am I just trying to do some sort of glass cannon thing, probably? I need an Awaken Unbind for the second floor. The second floor is a reincarnated Okun, Nishi, whatever. Guy with the hat. Dark red. Kind of bad. But he Awoken Binds the first turn on him, preemptive. Look. First, we got whatever this is, lock stuff. We got time shorten. Big old grab. They all have super resolve. Then reincarnated Okun Nishi, Nenushi. Awaken Bind. I don't know what this does. Makes a bunch of wait, changes the whole board to poison. So I need a board change then. Either I need a board change or I need a lead that voids poison. So I imagine I just need a board change. And then he has super resolve. Your eyes don't deceive you yet. We just did Raziel for January with Cookie. We did a little coop action. But now we're trying to figure out how to do challenge 9, and no one seems to have done it yet except for Toby, who I guess has some lead that I don't have. Have you done it yet? Or rather, hast thou done it, based on your language? Yeah, not a coup, a coop. I know what you mean now. You know, so far so good. Feels snowman. R.I.P. Peepo Snow. Just kidding, he's still here. For now. You're trying to figure out how to do C9 with your ult. Well, do you have an idea of what lead you want to use at least? Because that would at least help me figure out where to start. The Null Dark guy from Spectres. This guy? The raccoon. Oh, you can't see this. I forgot I was showing the browser. Whoopsie. Which version would you use? The unevolved version or the evolved version? It's not a bad idea though. I guess the problem would be, well, it looks like you don't need a combo count, but 6071 is the lead you used. So Toby used this, which does fixed orb movement 8 seconds, light and dark attack 2 RCV 2, all attribute times 1, 50% damage reduction when attacking with light and dark, all attributes times 9 when reaching 7 combos or above. On Evo is the 5? Oh yeah, I wasn't even looking. It was a seed. I ain't trying to have an apple tree go in my tummy. Okay. I would be worried about being able to do enough damage. Because the board would just be normal sized, right? And then, or wait. Oh no, the board gets bigger on the last floor. Maybe. Maybe. He doesn't really have anything that would boost his damage though. Besides the leader skill. And then, it'd be harder to reach 7 combos, though I guess you aren't even going to be trying to do that if you're this guy. Wait, is, that's 6-star, damn. Hitman 3 finish installing, time to quit pad. I watched Poke play a little bit. I didn't get to watch much of it though. He's been streaming weird times, so he like stopped pretty early because he was up all night, I guess. What about this guy? Is Shark Boy any good? Pokelols. Streamer extraordinaire. No, his stream name is Pokelols. He does have a spike on him, so that would be useful. It's 2x 6 linked waters. Pokemon? No. Would this be enough damage, you guys think? This lead? I guess I would be... excuse me. Would this work? Move time 5 seconds. It's not quite as much damage as Toby's person. It's a little bit less. But I don't know if that's... Yeah, that would be nice. Well, what about Bird? What does Bird do? 2 times fire, 15 times attack when 2 times attack at once, inflicts 1 damage. That seems pretty strong too. I'm just looking at the newer things now, just because that was how you mentioned that, and I was like, oh, yeah, I should look at the other new stuff. Archer? This Archer? 3 times attack when skills used, 4 times attack, and then I would transform. Oh, firelight. I was like, I got some archers. This archer? 1.5 all fire, orb time 3 seconds, attack increased. I assume you mean this archer then. Archer? COC archer? Pong? 5-second move time. This would be an interesting one to try and do, huh? Probably not enough damage though, huh? Actually, it wouldn't be that bad. You just have like 4 Tengus, some inherits on it. You have 2 archers on the team. It wouldn't be that far off, to be honest. Boss is already blue. What do you think, Toby? I know you just seem to not give a shit unless it's the exact build you have here, but do you think either of Servant Archer or Elven Archer would work? One guy that Afiko used for previous 5-star? What did Afiko use previously? Do you know what color it was? I do have double Shark Boy too. I have double Shark Boy and double Green Archer. Kinda hype. Oh, I also have double Birdman. Double Birdman? Firelight that procs from the SF collab, the Street Fighter collab. Firelight. Oh, who's this? Oh no, that's nothing. Hyper Brain Moment, we run Lamp and use his delay to our advantage. But you can't delay the boss floor. You can delay all of the other floors, so that part would work. that part would work. The rest of the plan wouldn't really work though. Is the issue. Like we wouldn't be able to delay the boss, which I imagine would be the scariest part. 1.5 to all fire, and then assuming you hit all colors, you would get ×9. It's not that far off from Toby's. If we assume Toby's is not necessary to be that OP, he would have, it would be like kind of close, I guess. I don't know why I feel like I really want to do the Green Archer one. I don't know why though. I think that would be, or Shark Boy. Shark Boy's kind of hype too though. Shark's kind of neat. That would be what, ×12? Whereas ×9 and then ×1.5, that'd be more than 12, I guess. So it'd probably be better to do that instead of this team. Though I do have the natty spikes, which would be kind of nice. The natties. Double spike if I partner with another shark, which would be kind of nice to have. So okay, either shark, archer, or archer. Those are our 3 so far that we like. Those are the ones we like so far, at least. What else? I don't know why I clicked her as if that would... as if she wouldn't be 5. Or over 5, I mean. What are you doing in here? Sort by rare? Yeah, I was just looking at recent stuff. Alright, 5s. That's a 6. Klein. Some stuff, some stuff, some stuff. That's not that far off. Times 8. Only problem would be it's pretty restricted typing wise. Hello? No. Oh shit, Mick and Mac. Eight times fire when HP 50% or more. Orbs move 2 seconds. Cover 10 times HP when matching. 4 times for 2 turns. Maybe. Maybe. Probably not Palone. Probably not Geef. Probably not this lady. Ew. Silk. Gahedius. 3 times attack with 1 heal combo. That's probably a little too restrictive. Probably a little too tricky to manage that. Don't you love spending time on team theories? Sometimes. Sometimes I don't at all. Sometimes it's not that bad. 8 times attack and 2 times... okay. 4 times and then 3 times, so that would be 12. Vigo. I mean, I guess what are we even looking for? Are we just trying to like do the math and figure out whichever one is the highest amount of damage? Is that the idea? 2 times for water, up to 5 times attack. If you make any generic vamp team, will be fine. What makes you say? Oh, you're saying we would co-op, or are you just saying we as in if we both do that? My bite mic is lower than usual. It might have been. I might have touched something. Cookie can 300% carry. I mean, I'm down to lamp. All right, yeah, fine, I'll lamp. Should I would double lamping be even more of your interest, or a single lamp? Or is a single lamp more your territory? Probably want this for the skill boost, I imagine. Can either double lamp or lamp X Shark Boy. I meant having my second lamp in the team. I meant having my second lamp as a sub, not lamp. But yeah, we could lamp Shark Boy as well. It does add a combo. What does it do again? Where's Shark Boy at? He's gonna be at the bottom here, right? He's gonna be down here. What does Shark Boy do? 2 times in water RCV, and then 6 times in a combo. And then what does he do? 2 times for attacker and dragon, which he isn't, so it probably isn't a good idea to do Shark Boy then. Probably better to double lamp or double Shark Boy specifically. But yeah, I meant having both of my lamps on the team. So we need something to unbind. which I guess can be inherent. We also need spikes. Probably would be good to have something that has an L unlock, I think. And then, yeah. I don't know, what kind of subs are you putting on, or which ones should I be adding in? Change bottom to water. How many pluses do we need? 12 minimum. Oh wait, and I need, what is it? Attacker and dragons? Attacker and dragons. Well, that's an attacker and a dragon. Let's see what happens if I do this. Dragon or attacker. I think water subs would be good subs, yes. I was already only hovering over water subs, but yes. You're not incorrect. Some ass subs, but I did some math. Went too low. Water, huh? Water everywhere. How many skill boosts are on your team? So perhaps I can work around that. And or do you have a spike? Because there is a debuff on the boss. Not liking that. 14? Woof! Baby. Alright. Nice. And you have 2 spikes. Oh, so I don't gotta do nothing. I guess I should bring an unbind, perhaps? Bring an unbind. Bring an L unlock. And yeah. Some shenanigans, I guess. I'm looking away for 20 seconds, though. Oh, that's so sore in whatever those muscles are that are, like, right here. Oh, if I do that. Lamp himself is also a spike. True. Well, this version. But we probably won't get to this, though, is the thing. Because we have to transform him, and then, well, I guess if I have a second delay. Probably not, though, to be honest. Probably won't. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, 10, that's what I'm saying. 10 turns is not really likely thing to happen. Ooh, this seems like a good choice. Seems like a good choice. It does not cover the unbind that I'm looking for, though. Wow, that's pretty good actually here, huh? So, do we think double lamp? I feel like double lamp's probably not good then. Just having one lamp as a sub, probably better. Hello, wire. Reduce bind, no, I want awaken bind. I don't know if I have any blue things that awaken unbind, so I'll probably just do something that can, whatchamacallit, words that I can inherit on. Unless I find something good in blue, but I doubt it. Let's check up here. Not in the 6s, in the 5s. Oh, I don't have any red blues. Oh, I do have one red blue. Okay. Yeah. Alright, I think in that case, let's inherit something with a low skill. This is a low skill. That can be an easy inherit. We'll do that, I guess. So let's do this, and then inherit an unbind on it. Yeah, Toby's team is pretty OP. But it's OP, so. And then I want to bring like an unbind so we can do... Oh, what's a good one? Oh, this is a good one. Yeah, and make some extra water orbs. That seems like a perfect choice. So bring that, and then I guess on the rest... bring random blue equips that do stuff. This one is that, so we'll do that, I guess. Actually, how many things are on your team? So you said 14, and then I have, oh shit, I have 13. All right, so that's actually a lot. Actually a lot, so I actually don't think I can put that equip on him, right? Math, yeah, I can't put that on him. Okay. I can put it on him. Diablos can button the seed, the equip. I don't think that's gonna be up. Unless it's on him, maybe. What would that look like? 10? Oh, I guess that would be up. Sure. Oh, do you mean the other equip? Or do you mean this equip? Whatever. It doesn't matter. And then on her... The thing is, we actually have a lot of skill boosts, so pretty much any inherit I put on is going to override things, it seems like. Hello, query. Hi. Hello. Hello. We just have more delays. Sure. Sure. And then do this. What are you doing? We're making a team to do challenge 9 for January right now. We're going to see if this works out. Did you already make a room, or do I need to make the room? Looks like I need to make the room? Perhaps. What up, Jake? He wants to make, okay. Hurry up. Can't you hear the music? Tetris attack. I'm still hungry. Let's shove some nuts in my mouth. I'm sure chat always likes when I do that. Oh yeah, I could have brought that Sun Chuan. The old Sun Chuan from the PEM. Is that what that one is? Alright. Should I transform my lamp or no? How much time do we get? Oh! I don't think I do. I have 2 delays. I guess I have 3 delays. This delay. Or no, 2 delays. You only had 1.5. Well, for Remu team, damn. I do not have Dante. You could pass and I could use a board change. I do have 2. Yeah. Though I don't know if the delay will work. The delay won't work because you can't double delay. But I could just do it to like get healing. You want this one, right? I mean, I could do this too, but... I would imagine this is better. Because makes heals, so I'm gonna do this. Okay, okay. That's gonna do a decent amount of healing. So he will live. At the very least. Problem is, looks like we just don't do enough damage for this little bird here, huh? This is sus? Yeah. It definitely is. At least we don't have the time shorten anymore. Now you said you have 2 spikes, right? Because I could potentially use this spike right now. I could also use this. I don't know if this is gonna do anything to it though. I think its defense is higher, right? Or you just used one? I thought you only used the delay. Or did the delay also do that? I do not have Yomi or Dire. Will this do anything for us if I use this? If I use this on the bird, will it help? Or no? I don't think it will, right? Nah, it has so much more HP that won't do anything. Alright, I'm gonna do this. Because there's really no other thing to do. I messed up that combo so bad. Oh no. Oh, skill fall. Oh no. All right. We need to change the team, I think. I think we need to fix the team. We don't do enough damage. Damn. Death to little burb. Who would have thought? Don't worry, 50 million more ping will do it, yeah. Ouch. Alright. We actually almost lived if we were at full HP. We'd only be like 2,000 off of living that. Which is kind of funny. So we have 2 options. We don't use this lead at all. We bring in a sub that has a defense lowering or something with guard break. But the guard break would probably be the last option because you'd kind of need a very perfect board for that. So I feel like either something that lowers defense for a turn, or, well, I mean, I guess the spike kind of does that anyway, right? So if the spike didn't work, why would lowering the defense work? Or would it? I don't know. Or maybe just have a sub that's base red with a blue sub attribute or something? Would I have anything good for that, though? Let's see. So if I go down to 5s, that's pretty good damage, but anyway, we want to look at base red with blue sub, which I think is only two things for me. It's really only one thing, and it's not really much damage. Raytheon? How would we swap? I remember when everyone made this equip back in the day. Yeah, what about Servant Archer? Have you done this dungeon yet, Query? I was originally thinking Archer might be one, but then I got laughed out by the chat. Or, sorry, wrong Archer. This Archer. Servant Archer as well, Sag. Well, is there anything I could partner with it, or whatever? All 7x6 leads. Oh, I have some of those. I have... I have these, but that's not gonna work. I don't know how I would switch it out. And then I have Karibo, lighter cookie, and then I have Shazel. I have multiple Shazels, and then I have the duck, the light blue duck, of course, as well as what's this servant blue? This guy, this girl guy. Is that a guy or is it a girl? It's a girl. That's girl. That's girl. You're gonna cancel me for saying she's a girl when she clearly has tiggle bitties and wearing like whatever this thing is, skirt or something with thigh highs and whatever. Insert politics comment. Politics, more like Paul on these dicks. I don't know what that means, but whatever. Do we think it's possible to do it with this archer? Or no? Excuse me. I guess it kind of probably isn't that great when it has like this thing switching, but this side is probably better than the other side. With enough stones, anything is possible. Not really the answer I'm looking for. Not really the answer I'm looking for. And I mean, I have two, so I'd be able to swap them, or rather use the skill every turn. And it being grass would be good for the boss. I could even technically self-pair with the second one, I guess, too. I'd be a little worried about the damage, I guess. 2 times HP and attack, and then times 2 more, so that's 4, and then 4 times 4 is 16, and I need 7 combos for that. That seems like a good amount of attacking, right? And then you partner that with the other one, with like a second one doing 16. It's pretty good damage. Isn't that more than Servant Archer? Technically? You get like 13 times 2 or something?
Away from your screen, 20 seconds.
This is the sheet that I have. If this is the one you mean. Which I think it is. I guess this would work. It's basically similar to the rider guy in terms of the numbers, the multiplication. It just has to be 2 water combos instead. And then I would have to find another person with it to partner with, I guess? Something like that. Because I don't have 2, so I'd be able to self-pair. And I don't think Cookie has it. But, I'll be right back. We can think on it. Anyone here well enough to have Regalia Shinji? So, here's my thing. This technically would be more damage, but I actually don't think this will work. I think it won't work for the same reason that Lamp didn't work. Even when we used the spike with Lamp, we didn't do enough damage to the green burb. So I think having a water lead in general seems like that might be a problem, unless we have a way to get around that first yellow bird. Then we would be fine, but otherwise, I don't think the blue leads are going to be the way to go. Now, all these dongs would help, potentially. Maybe with the dongs here, if I did a dongs 2 water combo 7C, potentially? Potentially? But I still wouldn't feel particularly confident with it. So I feel like it would maybe be better to do the grass team. If I was, as far as getting around the yellow bird, the yellow pangdra, or not yellow, wood, the wood pangdra, omega whale. Does that make sense though? Am I making sense with what I'm saying, or is that out of line, out of pocket? Cookie, would you be able to potentially work with this? I feel like this actually has a chance because it doesn't have the bird problem. It's already going to be wood for the boss. It's already going to have spike. I don't know if you have it, but even if you don't, is there something that you have which would work with it? Like some sort of green lead, some sort of good, decent green lead. Ideally, I guess, an attacker type, but not, like, probably not 100% necessary. Just pulled PCGF, rolled another Remu 2 times, Nor's, Ali J, Average, Fosca, and Nell. Damn, those sound pretty good. Shit. Yeah, I think this is the first time Query has been here. Maybe because doing an unusual Wednesday pad stream, perhaps he cannot normally stop by on the Monday usual time. Damn rip, you want to do Fosca. I don't have a Fosca at all. On the Reddit. I used to be on the Reddit a lot. I mean, my username still has the /r, but I don't go there very often anymore. Too lazy. I don't go anywhere anymore. I don't really go into the Discords. I don't really go on Reddit. I just do my stream sometimes. I do my Monday streams, and that's about it. Otherwise, talking my own Discord with the usuals. Sachi looks good for this dungeon. Who dat? This? Or a different person? 2 times attack, and then it's kind of a low multiplier. But as a sub, it would be pretty fucking beast with 777C and then a multi boost. So in terms of that, yeah, it would be pretty beast. But I feel like as a lead, it doesn't seem that great. It's pretty low multiplier. Yeah, as a sub, it's fucking amazing. If you're doing a team that can have a dark sub, that is. As far as we've looked, we hadn't really discussed any dark leads. Balanced as well, so she can take any killer. So let's take a look, I guess, at dark leads. That's not really good enough. We're basically just looking for high multiplier, right? Poison orbs? I don't think this one's gonna work out. Right? I feel like that's probably not a good idea. Ryder's new Evo? Who? This guy, 5 times attack, 1.5 at 2 times attack, with with 5 linked are dark. 2.5, so that would be 10, 12, so that's still not that high compared to some of the others we have. That's not high. When I get high, when I get high. 3.5 when attacking with dark wood. 6 times when dark wood. Jesus. The new Evo is not that. That's not high enough. That's not high enough. Not high enough. Not high enough. No. 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 Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. 2.5 and attack for dark. 3 times attack with 2 dark. 7 times attack with... Oh, wait. So it's really just 2 times 7 then, right? If you did 3. I don't imagine it would do all 3 and 7, right? Because it's got the comma. Not that bad, though. 7 times 2? 14? Do I have Nico? I don't know. Who's Nico? Nico. That's like some anime shit, right? Look, I'm trying to pander to my... Look, if you play pad, you're probably a weeb, so I'm just trying. 6'2". 6216. Oh, so she's red. Yeah, no. Obviously I don't shoot V here. If it was. Where was I? I was in the dark, so we're looking at dark leads. This one seemed not bad. Times 14. You need 3 darks though, which is a lot. You need a lot of dark orbs for that, but if you do, it works. Kind of. Times 14, that's pretty close to some of the others. Yeah, her active, yeah, but technically we would need more. We would need multiple turns of that kind of thing. That's not good enough. Probably not good enough. We would have good subs, I think, if we were doing a dark team. So there is that. If we had a dark team, we would have some pretty good subs, I think. Just checking and then looking at the leader skills here. See if anything looks juicy. Probably not, but just in case. Okay. Alright. What game is this from? Oh, Street Fighter 5. Alright, I don't imagine there's gonna be any better ones here. Well, besides, oh fuck. Besides Raccoon, I guess. Raccoon, but Raccoon needs crosses, right? Yeah, Raccoon needs crosses. And even then, you would need how many crosses? You need... I guess if you had 2 crosses, that would be 6 times 4, which is very high. So I guess with 2 crosses, that's like more than the servant lead or whatever, right? Yeah, 2 crosses is already 24, which is kind of a lot. Maybe we do go crosses. I mean, there's not any combo absorbs. Alright, you want to see a team that would look like... Servant, Archer, which I believe is this one, and then Bride, Echidna, And then Siren, Xmas Siren. Are these are the Xmas ones, right? And then Tam? Cadet. So it sounds like I don't have Tam thing. I don't think I have Tam. Doesn't seem like. That was oh, Tam is that guy from Samurai Showdown? Right? Something like that. Yeah. He's the guy that's holds the sword in his mouth, I think, or something. He's the one that like walks on all fours and is weird and stuff. Sam Show. He's the crazy looking guy. Yeah, oh, he doesn't hold it in his mouth, but he's the guy that's like always like crouched down and shit. Yeah. You gotta go by. All right, later. This is not a bad look though. This is not a bad setup. What is Tam's skill? Maybe that will solve that. Tam. Second player, color, Tam. He reduces damage for 7 turns and respawns 3 fire orbs. Then he has a bunch of killers and stuff. So it looked like he just chose like another strong fire lead. So, I mean, this is potentially a real team. I would be worried about the boss. I mean, I guess he's going with this would be enough to boost it over. Kind of wonder if there would be a good grass green or grass red monster. I mean, 10 combos. I mean, I mean, 10 combos though? Who else we got? This would do the Awaken Bind, which is I guess we would be planning to delay out of the Awaken Bind on the second floor. I think that's probably what the delays are for. First one's for the first floor, then I assume the second one is for the one after. Beat wood attack one moves or blocks. It's not bad, but what is this guy doing? Boom, 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 boom. Something like this? Something like this, because then you have guard break. I imagine that's why he went with the Christmas Siren. No wonder the team he said sounded familiar. Did he rip it from some other more famous person? I mean, not that that's not a bad thing. It's just a statement. It's the exact team that who's SGT. Oh, what are the inherits? Yeah, fuck it. Damn, did he have to really add those Latin killers and stuff though? Seems kind of whack. And all these SAs and stuff. It seems so overkill. Or rather, it feels like it would be annoying that you have to use all of that stuff to kill it. Interesting. Maybe. So maybe that, and then maybe where was the grass team? Wait, did I not make the grass team? All right. Let's see what the grass team would look like. Or rather the dark team. The dark team. So we do this. I mean, times 24 is a lot. You only with just one cross, or 2 crosses, right? 2 crosses. 600 for dark. So we looking for dark attribute 5 or below. So if we were looking to have guard break and stuff, this might be one to bring. But trying to guard break and do crosses seems like a little much. So I don't know if we would want to do that. But I think this guy's skill and pluses would still be good. So probably him, just for the spike. I don't really feel particularly interested in her. But you, probably not too interested in that either. No. Now he does a spike and voids damage for a turn, which could be interesting. It's a potential one to keep in mind. This reduces Awoken by 2 if we wanted to do that. Potentially. This delays, so maybe that. What else? I kind of want to try the dark team. It's dark or fire, right? Dark or fire crosses. Dong's probably not the place I want to be. Oops. Where are we? As it only lets you do dark crosses. Yeah. Or times. I mean, having this. Actually, this guy seems like he would be great. I mean, I'd have to skill him up and awaken him, but like every 2 turns, getting a couple free dark orbs seems pretty strong, and a time extend as well. Especially for the beginning where there's the time shorten, just get rid of it right away. That seems pretty good. The dongs in the box won't really be put to use, but TE doesn't matter. Why does TE not matter? Oh, does this override the time shorten? Even if our time gets shortened by 75% or whatever it is? I wasn't sure if that did that or not. But if it doesn't, then yeah, you're right. There's no point. I mean, his skill's actually still pretty potentially useful, so I'll leave him here for now as like a remember. It's a set amount. Okay. Light and heal and then change all the dark. Dark enemies. Some killers. What's the boss? Boss is physical, god, and healer. So that doesn't really help that much. Do I have Draco Blade Ina? Check after I add these things. Reduce the Woken skill by 1. Changes top to dark and bottom. It's like technically exactly perfect for that second floor, but I don't know actually if we really want that or not. I also don't know how much we want this 7 combo. I guess if I partner with like someone, then we get the multi boost as well. Maybe. Is Toby here? I don't know. Low level panda skill? Probably not. What else we got? So let's see. How does this team look to people for a dark team? I don't know what we would want as the last slot. So Do I probably still need to delay? I probably still need to delay the first turn, right? But let's look for whatever you said, Ina? Or rather, Draco Blade's probably easier. Draco Blade. Well. Really, really annoying that has a really shitty short name. Oh, she's not 5-star. Oh, yeah, well then that's not particularly useful. We have to make a 5-star team for C9. That's why we're using all low level stuff. Yeah, this is for C9. I guess I'm just not sure what I would want to do for the subs exactly. Not sure what I need. Avoids enemy defense for 3 turns. God Killer, God Killer. So, okay. Just toss in Tengu. True. True. Not a bad idea. Oops. What was his stuff again? He does have a God Killer, which is kind of nice. He doesn't add much else, though. I think I still want to have her in either way, and then I want him in either way, too. Alright, well, at least, at the very least, let's awaken this raccoon. Let's awaken the raccoon. I almost said that a different way that could be interpreted. Not good, so I did not do that. But yeah, maybe last one will just be Tenju. Tenju. Alrighty, do that. I don't know if I'm gonna use this guy or not, but I want him awakened anyway. These two are definitely sticking, and then what else? What is his skill? Whatever. First, let's level him up some. Level him up some. Great. Yay. Great. Would I have to use the unevolved Tengu? Or which Tengu would I have to use? And then I guess I skill him up 5 times. Oh. 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 Bruh. That's annoying. That's annoying that you can't do that. I have one NY Tengu. Actually. I have one NY Tengu. See? Eat it, nerd. Oh, that one's 6 though. Yeah, that's kind of annoying that they can't be skilled up with that. You would evolve Pi devolve, I see. I guess I would just want the NY one, right? And then probably, well, I can't do time because it's already there, so maybe I would just do attack or something. So we need a board change, right? Because there's that guy that makes our whole thing poisons. Do you think I'll need 2 spikes or just 1? If I just need one, Ace will just work for that spike. I still think I should probably change this guy to something else. I mean, he has God Killer, but everything else about him is not particularly useful except for maybe getting to make some Dark Orbs every other turn, which is nice, but maybe not the best use of resources. Perhaps better to use something different. Not sure what we would want though. Or if we would go for a different like main attribute. I guess his skill would work. Replaces all the orbs. Wouldn't it be the worst thing, I guess? Otherwise, this is a board change. That's not a board change. It's not a board change. I mean, we also can inherit a board change onto a Tengu, but I'm just looking to look. Could have this to have a delay. That wouldn't be the worst thing either. Because right now we don't have any delay. Well, okay. So if I use this on the first, do I need to delay the first floor? Probably, right? Decent chance I would need to delay the first floor, especially because our HP doesn't get boosted. So then I would need a board change and likely an Awaken Unbind on that second floor, but I can probably find something that does both to inherit on him, right? I'm sure we can find a skill that does that. Lots more brainstorming than game playing. I hope that's not too annoying for people. So boards that come to mind that unbind and make a whole board are Oichi. What is the order of this right now? Oh, are Oichi and Green Sonya. Just saying this before team inevitably fails to get blamed. For the record, I only ever said I was thinking of. Yeah, I know, but we were kind of narrowed down to seemingly either doing the Wood Archer guy, the Fire team that QWERTY suggested, or using Furaku. Any other board changes that unbind that would that come to mind that I would know to potentially inherit onto this Tengu? Only ones I can think of. Oh, I guess this would, right? It does, but it doesn't do any colors that we need, so Oichi and Green Sonya seem better. I'm pretty sure I don't have that. This unbinds but doesn't change poisons. I was just checking. This unbinds but doesn't do that. This changes, it would make the whole board dark, but it wouldn't really do much else. Okuni can also make spinners that you can use. Oh, he makes spinners, I see. Yeah, the whole board is gonna be poisoned though, so. What about you? No. No, we're still doing this, but we were I don't have Tam. And so we're looking to maybe try Furaku as a lead. And I was just looking at an inherit that would be a board change that unbinds, which I think would just be Oichi and Green Sonya as far as ones that I have. Pretty sure. There maybe is another one that I'm forgetting, but Those are the ones that come to mind at least. Well, and Oichi, but it doesn't do the colors. You're gonna go into lurk mode. Okay. Okay. This also does that, but not the colors we want. Oh, also, what's his name? Fucking Common Rider guy. This guy. He would get rid of it. I'd be a little worried that we wouldn't have colors that we need. That would be a little concerning to me. Where is Oichi anyway? Where's Oichi getting used? Oops. Is Oichi getting used on something? I don't think so. We're trying to do C9 still, but I was just brainstorming another team. So you mentioned basically this team, except instead of Tam Tam, I was gonna like do this or something because I don't have Tam Tam. And then so I was looking, okay, what other option could I try? And so I was thinking, oh well, with just 2 crosses, this is times 24 damage, which is pretty good. So then I was looking at what I might do there for the subs. I'm not particularly in love with these 2 as the sub choices, if I'm gonna be honest. And then we would inherit something. So what I'm looking for, Luigi. Do that so that I can do this. I think I might just try it anyway, just to see. See how it goes. Then what would I put on these? Just like anything really. Because is there tape? There's box or something. Alright. Well, there's this, there's that. How was wherever you had to go? I don't remember. I don't know where it was that you had to go, but how was that, I guess? What am I putting this on top of? 15. Oh, I guess I don't need this because that's the time anyway, so let's do this one. Do that, and then I guess we just put random stuff on these. You can try Duke Vampire Lord, but he has bad awakenings. Oh, as far as something to partner it with? Yeah, I guess finding something to partner with might be a little difficult, huh? Might be a little difficult. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all. So let's see, dark stuff. What does this do? Okay. I don't think I really actually want anything fancy on these. I just want something like this or this. Or board change. Do that. That's another option. What else? What do these do? Change all orbs to that. Got these. We got these. Changes orbs to light and dark. Okay. Pumpkin. Changes water and dark. Maybe one of these. Sure. And then same thing for this, I guess. Poof poof. And And then for the lead, just throw in something else as well, right? Da, 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 da. So then we go boom, boom, poof. This, and then let's go like, let's see where we're at here. Actually, you know what? I don't want that, do I? Alright. Let's grab another thing from the dark section, I guess. Actually, I guess I don't really need to do that. But let's see. We got this, we got this. We can just do that board change. We could do this. Change tarp row to darks. That. We already saw those. Sure, let's do this. Okay. Let's just give it a shot. Though I need to find someone to partner with, I guess. Or I could make another one, because I have two. And then partner with myself, but let's see. Let's see if we have anyone that we can partner with. Rare? No, not rank. Rare? Oops. Not a whole lot. What is this? L7. Huh. Is this what RPB used for it? Interesting. Interesting. Why you... Drumming sound, yay! Alright. I guess I'm gonna have to do this, huh? I guess I'm gonna have to do this, huh? Oh, because it's in that order, not in this order. Guess I'm gonna have to do that, huh? Not that big of a deal. Just a little annoying. Nope, not that one. We want to do the small one. Do the small one, and then like a couple of those. Then we'll get a 1.5. No, not even close. Okay. Look away for 20 seconds. Alright, fine. Computer lady's yelling at me again. I hope this works. I hope it works. I feel like I'm probably gonna not get it right the first time, but we'll see. We will see. You go, computer lady. Yeah. Alright, let's at least awaken this thing. And then put a thing on him. What the? There he is. I was like, what the heck? Delays the 2 turns. I mean, I don't. Okay, I don't think it matters too much. I don't think it matters too much. I guess just do this for more HP on the team or something. Whatever. Okay. How many skills do I have? 18? Oh, 18. Alright, I think we'll be good. I think we'll be good. Sure, let's try it. Let's try it. Me. Alright. I expect we fail, and by we I mean me, because it's my fault. If I does, but let's see how it goes. Ouch. Alright, so first things first, probably just gonna delay. Next, we gotta do some crosses. Let's see how that does. Okay, okay. So we kind of need double crosses if we're really going to make anything happen here. Now if I do this skill, then 7 turns for it to come back up. That's actually probably should do this now. Yeah, crosses unfortunately. But let's see. So I gotta do 2 crosses, huh? There we go. I'm gonna hope that does enough. Oh my god, that didn't do anything. What? Whoa, so is it really guard break is just like 100% what has to happen? Is that the case? You just like 100% need crosses? Or not crosses, guard break to kill these things? Unless we have maybe double dark crosses, 7C or something. Well, we can double cross again, I guess. So that's a start, I suppose. Not 7C though. Oh. Wow, that did nothing. Well. Well. Let's at least try this and see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was hoping to have enough to do like a dark cross, a dark match, and a red cross, but I don't think that's the case. I think we're gonna just kind of die. Okay, well we got 7C, so let's see. Wow. We did nothing to the seed there, huh? Interesting. Interesting. And we barely did enough. No, you didn't do anything wrong. It just basically goes to show that, yeah, I guess you pretty much need guard break to do this dungeon. Or have like... basically it just kind of seems like you need to have guard break. Particularly for the first floor. I mean, the seed, you probably just want to use a skill that kills it, I guess. But otherwise, guard break, probably. Now, we could do that with bringing Servant Archer. So that could be a thing. He is still dark, so he would get the boost. I probably would then need to like maybe, I don't know what I would need to do. Inherit a delay on top of him somehow, or change this. Probably want delays for both, huh? Yeah, 9 definitely is harder than 10. The problem with trying to do guard break with this team is because we are doing cross, which makes it a lot harder to do something like that. Which then makes me think like I should just do this, but Maybe we'll just have to sideline this for another time, huh? Brainstorm this a little more. The other potential that I was thinking about was, I don't think I made a team for it, but this archer. And then green. Is this ordered by rarity? No. Green with rarity, and then need someone with guard break still. Which I know there definitely will be some that are 5. Yeah, we got a couple. We got Mika, which is probably a good one, to be honest, because it makes a board that does it. This one's not quite as hype. Neither is this one really, but does get rid of a Woken Bind, and it does get rid of the poisons for that one floor. But something along those lines, I would think. Probably not actually bringing both of them, but just grabbing them for now. Yeah, maybe I'll just have to do a little more research off stream instead of going in as blind as we have been. Actually, I still probably can just go green filter here. Yeah, maybe we just call it. Maybe we just call it a little on the short side today. Reduces damage for 9 turns. The boss is green, that thing's green. What do we want? What do we guess a delay maybe? Or something? What do you do again? Okay, never mind. What did you have me do for this team? The green slot. Oh, the green slot was that guy. Yeah, okay. Green slot was that guy. Making woods appear more likely for 99 terms seems kind of nice. I don't know how great the rest of it is though. Seems like I think I'll have to do some research off stream. The only reason I didn't want to do the thing QWERTY said is because that YouTube video used so many resources of like Latins and essays and stuff. I don't feel like it can be done without having to do all of that and use all those resources, which is what I would prefer to do. But I think it would just take a little more coordination to make that happen. A little more than I can probably figure out right now. Especially if I'm going to try to co-op it with someone potentially as well. So I think maybe we'll pass on that for now then. How about instead, first, I fix the team I've been using to farm Blue Dragon. Put the Karibo back on him.
Time is up.
I believe it was the long cooldown one, yeah. Put that back on. I do have Lampid. We actually tried it with Cookie Dough when he was here. I think I deleted the team, but we did try it. The problem for the 2 teams that I've tried so far is basically like this beginning floor. Specifically, the Dragon Seed has a billion, zillion, million defense, so you either need something that you need like, you either need basically, what's it called? A skill like this to kill the Dragon Seed, which would work to kill the Dragon Seed, but then you need, yeah, that's fine for the Dragon Seed, but it's not fine for the Pengdra, because the Pengdra also has high defense, and the 50k thing wouldn't be enough. And I think we used like 3 different spikes on it, on this Pengdra, doing at least 1 row, probably more, and we were not able to kill it, even with, I believe we had like a 3-turn delay, and then another turn or two after that, and we were not able to kill it, even with using multiple different spikes. So either we would have to add someone with guard break on the lamp team, or someone that had a skill that would lower defense for a turn, kind of a deal, for the lamp team to have a chance. After that, lamp team would probably be okay though. Do I have Barry? How do you spell that name? Burial. Have this. Yes. Are you talking because of the skill? Because I did use that skill, if that's what you're at. If that's what you're leaning towards. You did 1 row and 4 prong with a lamp team, and it was enough to kill the Pangea. Really? Really? Is that so? And you had no, like, secret SA kind of shenanigans or anything else, anything additional besides, you know, a standard like 297 and because if so, that's actually juicy info. If so. And you're saying that killed the Pangea, huh? I would like to know that info, because if so, that's probably the easiest way for us to Zerog assist. Zerog assist. Zerog assist. And super awakening for another prong. Ah, there it is. There it is. Do you mean like Zerog core? Or wait, no, what am I thinking? Yeah, like the Zerog core assist that adds 2 prongs? Or like like a or like is it this thing? No. What am I thinking of? Or like this thing. You meant, okay, so you mean this. Yeah, I don't have that. He might though. He might though. Core weapon plus prong SA. What was your full team, if you don't mind me asking? If you don't mind me asking, I wouldn't. I'd be interested in knowing. No, I think. Well, I mean, we are still planning. I mean, it's rather. We failed twice, and by we I mean me. But it sounds like Iponpied had a lamp team that worked out for him. Some kind of interest. He's been sharing some of that info. I think the lamp team that we had was something, well, at least for my half, was something like boom, and then I believe it was along the lines of, if we can get down to the 5s, this, 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 and I don't know what the last one was. I don't know what the last one was. I probably took the inherit off of it or something. Can't recall. It was something else, the last slot. Oh, it was this. This was the team I had, and then his team had some other stuff as well. But looks like we didn't. I mean, we beat Raziel at least, but no success on 9 today. That's okay though. It was kind of a chill out stream. Kind of a chill out stream today. I'm kind of stalling because I want to do. I'm gonna do a run of dragon, blue dragon, so that at least I feel like I succeeded in something today. Also, I changed the I changed the cable that I'm using for my audio to a different brand one that I had, because at some point I think I ordered a different one that wasn't the Amazon Basics one, and I haven't had any problems like hearing. You know how I was having hearing problems before, where like the sound would sort of fade out and whatnot? I think, turns out the Amazon Basic cable was trash. So this is my PSA to never order Amazon Basic audio extension cables, because they're trash. They're seemingly garbo. He had lamp, Barioth, Paolo, Titus. Alright, well I don't have either of those, but I do have Barioth. I imagine the Barioth one, if you're pretty confident it was the Barioth that was the one that like broke through the Pengdra, right? At least you seemed pretty confident it was. Because we even tried with, I used this guy's spike, and we did like a row and stuff, and it still wasn't enough. I don't have Titus, I guess. I don't even know who that is. Oh, anime looking guy. Oh, he's got a bunch of rows and stuff? Sure. Got a bunch of rows and stuff. He's not an attacker type, though. Oops. At least from what I'm looking... Oh, maybe the evolved version? No, he's still physical. So you just had him for a bunch of rows then, I guess. Row damage. Sure. I think maybe Cookie and I could make it happen. Alright. For his skill, what was his skill? Heart and water, oh, okay. So for a spike, sure, that makes sense then. That makes sense. Fair enough. That's pretty reasonable. Let me do a blue drag so I feel good about myself. Hopefully Stooner still has it up. He does. Alright, let's go. Alright, let's go. Look away for 20 seconds. Alright. Alright, we'll make the people look away. I will say, Friday, 100% not doing a pad stream. But there will be a stream. It just won't be pad stuff. That's a guarantee. And I did upload a new YouTube video today. If you're interested in watching that, you can do exclamation point YouTube and such. Oh, and another reminder again for those that were here on Monday when we did the Puzzle and Dragons quiz. If you have any good quiz questions you want to add or recommend to use next time, well, let me know. Keep it nice and easy. First turn here. Nice and easy, these first couple. This song's kind of nice. What is this? Power Stone. Oh, never played that game. I've heard good things though. Oof. Not very good luck on this one in terms of colors. So hopefully that's not going to be too bad for me, but I am a little bit concerned. I'm definitely a little bit concerned. Hopefully that should be enough to kill the green one at least. Alright, good. We'll be fine. Fine with this. Oh, music's broken. Alright, there it is. There it is. Save some greens and such. It's a good amount of greens. I bet it's gonna be the board change one next turn though. Yep. As usual. As expected. Get the L match in, and boom. Oh, we even have a green Skyfall. We actually don't need the green there. That red L plus the rest of the combo has typically killed without issue in the past. So I don't expect there would have been a problem there. I don't need to do any super hard duper comboing, just make sure to do the L, make sure to do a red match, and then kind of mess around from there. Okay, this will work too. Usually as long as I have the red match, will be good. A second red match will make it even safer. I would imagine this is gonna kill. Yeah, the extra red match makes it get there. And now we need a little bit of reliance on reasonable boards. They don't have to be perfect, they have to be reasonable. So let's start off. Oof. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we're actually still okay somehow. I think we're actually still technically okay. Even without the Skyfall, because we got the +2 from her skill, so that would have made it 9. Right, then we get delayed. We get a little bit of this. We get a little bit of this. We do some counting, and if we want more greens, we have the Scarlet skill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we do 9, then that leaves 8 more. So you do 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'll work. And I guess might as well do this anyway. Sure, enhance. And there we go. And that's how to beat Blue Dragon with Christmas Scarlet and Kukan. There it is. Nice and easy peasy. That lesson's for free. Still don't know why I'm even bothering to skill these things up, but I am. These little duders, they're kind of just cool. And then we got our blue drags hanging out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, this. Alright. Alright. Well, at least I have some stuff to look at. So I thank you, QWERTY, and then also thank you, iPwnedPie, for the potential water setup as well. I wrote it down. I didn't edit it in here. I wrote down the Barioth plus the core plus the SA and etc. etc. So good stuff. Also, 2,800 days today, so that's exciting. That's exciting as well. Oops. Oopsies. All right. I'm just gonna use this song as our leaving song because it's kind of cool. But let's go ahead and raid Copyright TM. He's also playing Puzzle and Dragons. I don't know what he's playing, but nonetheless, he is doing some puzzle and dragoning of some kind. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Kind of a low. We didn't get a ton done, but we did get a little bit done and at least sort of brainstormed a bit. So I appreciate you hanging out. You can obviously go to the Discord or the Twitter or the Reddit or the YouTube or all of the things. You know how it works. So, and then thank you for Query and Jake that followed today. I will guarantee to see you Friday. Otherwise, I might do a little something tomorrow. Who knows? But guaranteed Friday, I will see you. Best of luck to all of you that still have to do C9 like myself. And best of luck to all of you with farming, skilling up, and everything in between. So with that said, have a good night. Peace.